Ooh, hi everyone. I know this is extremely random. I wasn't planning to go online. Forget online, live. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to challenge myself a little bit, and I wanted to share a little bit about my story and how it even led me to create this new program called Feel Good on Demand, because I believe that this is the answer to a lot of like issues in life. Really, honestly. Because for a very long time I struggled with my emotions. And so if you feel me, please send a heart, send a wave. Just let me know you feel me. Let me know that I'm not alone, you guys. So for a long time, right, I struggled with my emotions. So I went through certain phases. First, when I was like much younger, I was overly sensitive, like about every single thing, like unanswered calls, unanswered texts, someone's comment about something. Oh my god, comments, right? And then like my tone, how am I supposed to talk to someone else, or how that person is talking to me, that tone. I'm like overthinking about that. My grades, how would people think about me if I didn't do good grades? Just all these silly little, obviously teenager stuff, you name it. But then I realized I was not fun to be around. Obviously, if people feel I'm like being an annoying little crap who's always like sensitive over the smallest things, like you don't really want to be around this person, right? So then I decided, okay, I need to change. Then came the phase where I tried to be positive all the time. And I was positive, and it totally helped a lot of shit, because like being positive really helps, but it's not enough. Just being positive is not enough, because clearly I was just simply suppressing my emotions. I did not know how to deal with any negative emotions or any negative situations, and just suppress it and just put it in. But then what happens? I'm sure we all know by now that if you do not deal with your emotions, if you are not real about how you feel and express and process it the right way, it's just like a little volcano that is going to be erupting. It builds up, it erupts. So I'll end up becoming more explosive, and I will act in such regrettable ways, like snapping at my loved ones, bless my beautiful husband, my family, and then I'll end up making hasty decisions that I do not even like just because I'm pissed off. So I end up like saying, no, I don't want to do this, but then I end up regretting. So I end up making such unnecessary, stupid decisions because I was emotional about it. And so like I would regret almost every outburst. I would feel so ashamed, and then my ego would come in the way, and I didn't want to admit that I was being overreactive and all that stuff. But my problem was that I did not know how to feel my emotions without being reactive. I was afraid of my emotions, if that makes sense. So I would try and dismiss it, because every time I felt it, I didn't like how I was. So I would try and push it away. But at the same time, there was a part of me that really wanted to, acknowledge my feelings, because it's real if I feel like crap. But there was I was in the middle of this yo-yo of not really knowing what to do with my emotions. And I push it aside, thinking that's off. But it was running the show behind. So I was caught in cycles of overthinking about things that's unnecessary. I started to feel a lot more fearful about life. I would replay things constantly in my head, hoping it would change, hoping that there would be another answer. So I would just be stuck here, and this would be so heavy. I would feel like as if I'm carrying this load every single day. So it's like, imagine something pisses me off right now at 6 p.m. right now. And then I would feel like crap all the way till night, right before I sleep. And half the day gets disturbed. Half the day gets destroyed because of maybe one simple thing. And it may be simple, but it was because of all of that pent up emotions that I did not know what to do with. And then boom. So what happens? Obviously, they end up creating more chaos in my life, misunderstandings in my relationships. I couldn't focus at work. my peace of mind felt so unstable. Like sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. I feel good sometimes and I don't feel good sometimes. And I was just seriously tired of waking up with worries, going to bed with worries as well, feeling the same way, letting small things ruin my whole day, tired of letting emotions dictate my decisions, making choices from frustrations, guilt, or even people pleasing just to avoid conflict. And that's what happens, right? Because we don't know what to do with our emotions, we end up doing things that we regret, saying the things that we do not want to say, end up like pleasing people when we don't need to please them because we feel bad if someone feels bad about us. We just do not know how to deal with emotions. And okay, sorry about that. Apparently I had my Instagram limit for the day. So anyway, I was seriously tired of my emotions dictating my day-to-day, my relationships, and ultimately my life. So how emotions are dictating your life? Because here is the truth, you guys. Your emotions influence every single decision you make, whether you know it or not. So if you are a person who's constantly anxious about things, you are going to take decisions because of that anxiety. But if you're someone who's optimistic about things, you're going to take decisions from that optimistic place. And that's how you end up creating your destiny. Because I'm a big believer that you are also a co-creator of your destiny. As much as life and God has everything planned for you, you still have a role in creating your destiny. And this is how you create it, through the decisions that you make. Because every single decision leads to a different destiny, to a different outcome. So think about it. Whether you're picking up a phone to apologize or not, how that affects your relationship is based on your decision. Or whether you want to take a chance on certain opportunities, for example. But if you're an anxious person, then your fear is going to win, and then you may end up not taking that opportunity. But if you're a person who's optimistic, you'll probably jump it and take that opportunity. So your feelings drive your actions. So if you're easily triggered, or if your emotions are easily controlled by outside forces. So if someone says something, or a comment happens, you end up making decisions because of that. You end up making decisions based on frustrations, guilt, fear, and it's not clear where the intention is coming from. You end up not doing things for yourself. You end up doing things because you're trying to avoid your emotions or deal with it, and it's not in the most healthiest manner. So this was when I realized I wasn't just losing control over my emotions because I really did not know what to do with it. Again, like I said, on one end, I was like really kumbaya, positive about things. But on the other hand, I would be so reactive and I would just like, boom. So I was like, am I actually someone who's chill and positive, or I really just don't know how to be? And so I realized I was losing control over my life because I did not know that it was affecting my day-to-day decisions. And I ended up getting results that I did not like. And it all started from me. Yes. No one else was going to fix it for me. I realized I had to change and stop letting my emotions win. I would think that your thoughts and your emotions are basically you, but they're not. You actually have a control over that. And I did not know that until I realized, holy crap, I really do not like the results that's going on in my life. And for some reason, there are so many other people who are calm, right? Who do not care about what people think, and they can just brush comments off. They don't overthink about that text. I'm like, why are they like that? And I'm like this. Is something wrong with me? Is something wrong with the way that I operate? Can I actually change? Fuck, fortunately I could. Thank heavens. It was not a fixed thing. Like, I thought this was my personality. Like, I was just someone who's overly sensitive or angry or whatever. But it turns out it's not my character. It's not my personality. I was just conditioned this way. It was a habit that I had to grow up with. And that means I get to change. So as I joined into this whole self-development journey and become like this whole thing, this past 4 or 5 years, I started to work on my emotional intelligence. And what that means is not about managing emotions. It's not that, it's really understanding them, because they actually have messages. Like, what we're doing is we're not even listening or understanding, why am I angry? Where's this coming from? I'll either push it aside or immediately be reactive about it, instead of like, why? Just taking that step back can allow you to just be like, can I respond to this differently? So I just wanted to learn how to like acknowledge my feeling, process it, and let it go without fearing it coming back, or like literally genuinely letting it go. Not like brushing it aside and then the next thing when some other shit happens and then you're like all like, again, eruption. So I really wanted to learn how to remain just calm and choose calm even when life is testing me, because I was easily tested, if that makes sense. So now I would feel like I can confidently say that I have enough emotional freedom in my life. What does that even mean? Emotional freedom means free from letting your emotions dictate your life. We all want three things: financial freedom, so that you can do whatever the fuck you want; time freedom, so that you don't feel like as if time is so limited and you have time for yourself; and third, emotional freedom, so that things, people, situations don't dictate your emotions, because once your emotions are dictated, your actions are also dictated by that, which means you're easily manipulated by life and situations and people, and your decisions are manipulated by all of them. And I was sick of that, and I finally realized that if I do not want that, and if I want to be someone who is so solid in my peace and in my happiness, that means I have to decide that. I can't expect people or situations to change or be the ones to respect the fact that I want peace, because they probably don't know, because they're doing life the way that they know how. If I want to respect my peace, if I want my peace to be respected, I need to be able to do that for myself. So this is not to say that I do not feel emotional. Like just yesterday I had like an emotional breakdown. But what emotional freedom means is that once you know how to deal with your emotions, it does not dictate you. Simple. You feel your emotions, you understand it, you learn from it, you manage it, all of that. It's still being acknowledged instead of being pushed aside. It's still being acknowledged, but then you do not allow it to be your decision factor. You do not allow it to dictate you. And so I realized that the version of me before the Zen monk would have probably stayed in that funk all day, all night. And I would have felt like shit all day, all night, the next day as well. Probably carrying this emotion without even realizing, because we all have an emotional baseline, by the way, which means that we all operate like either always anxious, always happy, always optimistic, always angry. If you notice, people carry an emotional baseline. So if you see someone, you'd be like, that person's always angry, or that person is always freaking out about shit, or that person is always jolly. That is an emotional baseline. That is basically your dominant emotions that you carry and you decide from. That's how you decide things about your life. So if you are someone who gets emotionally rattled really quickly, like how I was, and I stay in that funk, that I end up making decisions from that emotional baseline. That was my dominant feeling. So I needed to understand how to make my emotional baseline in such a way that even when shit's going around in my life, I still know how to choose to feel good, to stay calm, to stay confident, to just be in my peace, in my power, even when people or situations are trying to test me. And so this is why I created Feel Good on Demand, because I really understand how it feels to not know what to do with your emotions and think that they rule you. So I understand that there are a lot of people like me, where small little things just stay in your head, small little things become such a big thing, and people tell you to calm down, and you just want to like show them the middle finger and punch them in the face, because you're like, don't tell me to calm down when this feels real to me. So again, it's you, right, that needs to change the meaning and the situation, your responses. And so I decided to create Feel Good on Demand, because again, like I said, I realized there are people like me who wants to be emotionally free too. And what Feel Good on Demand isn't about thinking positive or adding more to your already busy life with like, oh, 30-minute meditations, do this, do that, and things that you're probably not even familiar with, or you just don't want. You are, for example, if you're working from 9 to 5, right? And if I tell you to wake up half an hour earlier to do a meditation or journal your heart out, you'd probably be like, I'm gonna kill you right now, because sleep is bae. I already have little sleep, for example, and you're telling me to wake up much earlier, I'll probably kill you. I get it. Or if I tell you to do something even at night before you go to bed and you're already burnt out, you're already exhausted, you're already overwhelmed, again, you'd probably kill me. So I get it. So this isn't about adding on to your busy life. It is literally just about shifting your perspective and adding very simple practices and tools that can weave into your life, that is going to help you remind you to be in power of your emotions, to just be like, okay, I'm in power here, something's annoying me, how do I choose better, how do I feel better, how do I remain calm all the time? It's just these small little shifts with small little practical tools. Like, it's crazy, because I get it. And so, for example, okay, I have this thing called audio activation. This is something that you can listen to with your eyes open, on the go. It's just meant to prime your mindset, prime your energy in the morning, so that you have a great calm baseline throughout the day. And so it's a 5-minute thing, which you can listen on the go, like I said. So it's not about like spending another half an hour and changing how your life works. No, we find a way to weave this into your already, like your current existence, because you do not need to change your life. You do not need to change big things. You just need to change your approach to it. You just need different tools in order for you to experience your current life better. So you're just essentially improving what you have, just by learning how to feel good in your current reality, by choosing calm, by choosing joy, by choosing confidence. And I help you make that choice so easy, so second nature. So honestly, this program, it's just a 6-week program. And in that 6 weeks, it's a whole lifetime that you're going to benefit from this, because you get to be emotionally free for the rest of your fucking life. This is for you if you're like so tired of being pulled in every direction with your work, with your family, with your relationships, and you end up losing yourself in the process because you're like feeling so overwhelmed. You just don't know how to like be and like feel confident in your decisions at that point because you feel all over the place. Or you're just done letting stresses and overthinking and emotional outbursts control your mood or the decisions. So you want to just feel more trusting with your emotions, feel more confident with it. This is also for people who feel like, okay, life's pretty all right, but I feel like there's always this yo-yo of going up and down, and you're like, I just want things to be a little bit more consistent. Like, why is it always either meh or negative and never good and stays there? Why can I actually feel good constantly even when shit's going around? Yes, you can. It's a choice. Again, it's not about bullshitting, like forcing positivity and bullshitting your way through like ignoring problems and all. No, it's literally learning how to shift and choose on the go. And it's just practice, it's habit, it's conditioning. So you have to recondition yourself. That's why it's a 6 weeks program. It's not about just a mindset thing where you're like, okay, I'm going to share with you this information, and then you learn it and then you want to try and apply it. But when real life actually happens, and then boom, it disappears, because you need to actually train your body, your mind, your soul to be a different way, to think and act and feel differently, so that when shit happens, you're still in that new way of being. Like, you are in control. This is your new self that you need to practice being, because you've practiced being the way that you are for decades. So of course it's going to take a little bit of time to just operate differently. Hence why this is a 6-week program. But after you do that, at the end of the day, it becomes you. It becomes second nature. And so when you feel like life has a better potential and I want to feel more consistently happy, like I know there's more to life, but I'm feeling stuck in this madness and cycles of negativity and I just want to get the fuck out of this funk, then this is again for you. It only comes with practical tools to feel good. Very simple stuff to feel good, because feeling good isn't circumstantial. It does not depend on people or situations. It's a skill. And when you master it, you stop reacting impulsively and you start responding intentionally. And that's how you end up creating your destiny. So you don't just improve your mood here, you actually improve your decisions, you actually improve your relationships, you actually improve your approach to things. And hence, you improve your entire life. And honestly, I created this because I really understand how difficult it is to change up your life when there's already so much going on. And how scary it may feel, because sometimes you're like, okay, if suppose right now I'm unhappy with like my partner, I can't change my partner, right? I get it. But if you change your approach towards your partner, that means you don't need to change your partner. You just need to change your approach. And then I guarantee you, your results will follow suit. I guarantee you, your results will also change. And then you end up like, hey, actually, I like my partner now. It's you who needs to change, not them, not situations. It's your approach. Again, like I said, feeling good isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything's fine, but it's learning to be the boss of your happiness so that you are in control of your vibe. And when you're in control of your vibe, everything changes. You don't need to change your life to feel better. You just need the right tools to experience your current life differently. So if you're ready to start feeling good on purpose, let's talk. I'm offering a free, no strings attached call to see if this is for you. What you've got to lose? Maybe you'd be like, if I want to feel consistently good about my life and I just need to invest in myself just a little bit, be open to something different just a little bit, and then I get to feel good for a lifetime. And all I need to do is pick up a call and just really understand if this is for me for free. I don't know what you're like waiting for. And I don't know why you wouldn't want this for yourself. It's a gift that is so needed in this world for your, like, it's a gift for yourself, honestly. And yeah, that's about it. And I'm so happy for all of you guys who have actually joined in today. And if you relate to any of this, you know where to find me. Thanks again for joining in. Oh, I'm going to share more about Feel Good on Demand in the next slide. And story, so that you can open the website and read so much more. Who is this for? Why is this important? La 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 la, and make an informed decision. Okay? It's going to start end of January. There is a group and a private option for you, and there's so many other things in there. Okay? I hope to hear from you. Bye. Thanks again for joining in, you guys.